Good morning, grade twos. I hope you had a restful night. Today we'll learn about how small or big forces can be and how to detect these forces in our daily lives. Before we begin today's lesson, let's briefly review what we learned last class. Last class, we learned about the gravitational force, which is a natural force that pulls everything toward the ground. It's like a massive super glue that holds the world together. We also learned to make observations, which means that we took a very close look at an experiment to find things out. Then we made a prediction of what we think might happen in the experiment and recorded the effect, which is the result of what happened. Thank you very much for those who have already submitted their work online for me. I would like to take a look at some of the responses that you have written on the chart and also have a discussion. So first, let's take a look at Lorenzo's work. Lorenzo did a beautiful job recording the result of the experiment, and he said that a structural bolt, which was the lightest, bounced off once it hit the watermelon with the helmet. And when a sledgehammer that was a bit heavier hit the watermelon with the helmet, it bounced off. But the watermelon had a split and was badly damaged inside. And the pipe wrench, which was the heaviest of all, cracked the watermelon with the helmet into two pieces. This is Jordana's beautiful work with her handwriting. And Jordana also had similar results. She wrote that the lightest object only gave a bit of dent on the watermelon, while the heaviest object cracked the watermelon into two pieces. And this is Timur's work, and he wrote the exact same thing. He said that the structural bolt, which was the lightest object, didn't do anything on the watermelon. But when the sledgehammer was dropped, it made a very small crack, while the pipe wrench, which was the heaviest, made a big crack on the watermelon with the helmet. So excellent job, everyone. I would like you to pause and think about this question. So, why do you think a structural bolt didn't really damage the watermelon with the helmet, but a pipe wrench cracked it into two pieces? I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about it and then we'll take it up together. And you're probably right. It's because the structural bolt is much lighter than the pipe wrench. And this also has to do with how big or small the force is. The lighter the object, the smaller the force will be. And the heavier the object, the bigger the force will be. And there are different sizes of force that depends on how heavy or light your object is. Knowing this, let's take a look at another example. Here we have our friend named Omar, and he pulls his toys with elastic. He's pulling with more force on some toys. How can you tell that this is the case? What toys do you think needs the biggest force? I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about this question. And you're probably right. Uh, the toy car requires the least force. And you can tell that by looking at the elastic band, it hasn't stretched as much as the other toys. And the rocket toy requires a bit more force compared to the toy car, but lesser force compared to his horse toy. And that's because The elastic band is a bit more stretched than the toy car, but is not as stretched as the toy horse. And the toy that requires the most force would be the third one, the toy horse. So this is a take-home message for today's lesson. Number one, there are different sizes of force. It can be big, it can be small. Number two, you can measure the size of the force by using different tools like an elastic band. Number three, if the elastic band does not stretch very much when pulling the object, it means that it needs a small force. If the elastic band, on the other hand, is stretched a lot when pulling the object, it means that it needs a big force. And at last, if the force is too big, then the elastic band can even break. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Please complete the worksheets that I've posted on Google Classroom, and I'll see you next class.